Hello, everyone. This is Stephen Richardson. Welcome to How to Analyze a Quarterly Report. So, the reason why you want to do a quarterly report for your stock, you want to see how it's done for the trailing 12 months and see how it's done for against the quarter for last year. You want to see if it's going up or going down, if it's negative or positive, these changes, and that helps you track how your stock is performing. So we use an Excel spreadsheet, and we're going to go through and look at that. This slide is a disclaimer, and it means that I'm not giving you any financial advice. I'm just teaching you stock investing basics and advanced. Okay, so this is what a um, quarterly report Excel sheet looks like. On the left is it's blank, hasn't been filled out. And on the right, I've filled one out for a company, Marine Products Corporation. And just give you a quick look at this, and then we're going to dive into each section. All right, the left is blank, the right is filled out. You see, way at the bottom is where you make notes from the quarterly report. We'll get into this. Okay, so the first thing on the top, you can see I snipped the basic data, and on the bottom is a snip of the completed. So the company name, its ticker symbol, what year or what month of the reporting period is this, the ninth month, which would be the third quarter for this company. Who's doing it? That's me, SSR. Uh, Updated the SSG on the date, the current date, and if you have a club meeting that you're going to report to, the date of the club meeting. Okay, pretty standard. And I've shown you where you can find these quarterly report anticipated dates, marketchameleon.com/calendar/earnings. And you'll be able to find all those things. Type in the ticker and it shows you. Okay. All right. So, how do we get the data? So, on the SSG, you would go to the third tab with this, which is the quarterly data tab. You click on that, and all the data would come up for, oh, I think it's 20 quarters, 16 quarters, something like that. So on the top, I've snipped the blank one. We're looking at um, comparing recent quarter to a year ago quarter, right? So I'm picking out the information. So the most recent quarter, you want what the sales were in that quarter, 77.8 million. And then you put the sales a year ago was 100.1 million. That's a negative 22.3% decrease. Not good. Then you look at the earnings per share for the most recent quarter, 30 cents. And for a year ago, it was 34 cents. That's a negative 11.8%. You don't want to see these going down. You generally want to see them going up. And again, this is the quarterly data. This quarter, most recent, compared to a year ago. Next, you're going to look at trailing 12 months. So the trailing 12 months or trailing four quarters or TTM is I snipped the blank and I snipped the filled out one. So these numbers automatically calculate. So you're looking at trailing four quarters. So the sales were 421.4 million, right? This recent quarter. And sales for 12 months ago was 349 million. Now this is accrued on a yearly basis. It just keeps rolling. So whatever the next quarter, let's say the next quarter was 30 million, um, then it would add to the 421 to make it 451 million. So it's a rolling, right? And then earnings per share was where's the earnings per share? Buck 41 for the most recent and a buck 9 for a year ago. And again, that's a rolling number, all added up, four quarters added up together, right? And so that yielded a 20.7% and 29.4%. So looking at the last four quarters, pretty good numbers. It's just last quarter had some negative. And just for this for this stock, that third quarter is the worst quarter um, for the stock. It's cyclical. It's boats. They sell boats. So you look at the pre-tax profit. Um, so this year, the pre-tax profit percentage was 14.4%. You can see that PTP percentage 14.4, and then you see a year ago 13.7%. That's the blue lines, the blue circles there. Um, and so that's a 5.1% increase. Now, 14%, not the greatest, not the worst, but they really got to scratch out their margin. This company. Okay, so now we go to the next part, which is just some basic stock data. Your cost, how many shares, what it cost, um, based on how many shares, and then the current price, PE ratio when it was purchased, current 5 year, and your recommendation of buy, hold, sell. On the top is blank, on the bottom is filled out. So the club bought this for $17.35, 435 shares. It was current a couple months ago. It was $9.64. So PE ratio when we bought it, 1302. Current is 6.8. 5 year average is 18.8. And of course, this is a buy because it's a bargain stock right now. This is a good company too. So this is a buy. And you can get these. You can go to I have on my phone Morningstar app, and I just type in the ticker, and it tells me what it closed at. Um, and then the other data you can get from the SSG valuation tab is right to the left of the quarterly tab. Okay. All right. Now there's these questions here that need to be answered. Yes, no, yes, no. So I gave you the blank. So it's you go to your investor relations for your stock, then you go to news releases and you review the releases to see, have there been any changes in upper management? Have they started a stock buyback program, repurchase program? Significant debt? Any changes in the upper management? I already said that. Unusually large increase in receivables. These are questions you want to know, and you find it from the quarterly report. If it's a yes, I normally put a brief description just to the right of that yes. Very brief. Like they changed the CFO, I put new CFO and the CFO's name. Okay. So now you want to get the simple moving averages, 50, 200, and 250 days in the RSI. So I've snipped the blank and I've snipped the filled out one. And so when you go to stock charts, this is where you go and you enter that stock symbol. It automatically shows you the 50 and 200. You have to put simple moving average 250 in order to get the 250. You can see they're all right here, or you can see them on the right here, highlighted on the right. So the 50 was 1065. That's in blue. And the 200 days was 1342. That's in red. 250 days was 1328. That's in green. And the RSI, I've circled the RSI there, 49.61. If the RSI is over 70, it's overbought. If it's under 30, it's undersold. So these are important. And this stock chart here shows you where the price is going. It's got Bollinger Bands on the bottom. Really good information. Okay, and now the comments. You make comments down at the bottom, like is there going to be a quarterly dividend? Is where you and whatever the management propaganda, what they say. So you'd highlight information here found from the news release for the quarter, and make sure it's just for the quarter. You don't want to, because they'll do the quarter like 2 months after the quarter ends, or a month and a half. They have the SEC has a mandatory time requirement to publish the quarterly and annual reports. So I've said here they announced a quarterly dividend. I put where you can find the stock chart and quarterly dividend and when it's payable. Quarterly decrease attributed to whatever. Price increase due to higher costs of materials. Um, so third quarter of each year, seasonally lower, and then I put the little propaganda from the management. Um, and so that's it. This is how you analyze a quarterly report, and you see if it's up or down, what direction it's moving, and that way you know if something's in trouble. And it's a good way to keep up with your stock. If you like this presentation, please click subscribe and tell your family, tell your friends, and tell your enemies. I also have two other channels: Backyard Musings, which is current events and edgy commentary, and Law School Dash Essentials for law students that want an edge in outlining, getting ready for their exam or their bar exam, whatever state you're in. These questions are pretty basic and simple. Um, so thank you very much, and see you on the next one.